Dun, 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 dun. What can the NFL teach us about social media and storytelling? Let's find out. Welcome back. Episode 31, Radical Content. I'm Eric Gray. Thanks so much for being here. Brittany is here. She's back. We got some people in the room, all the production team, so thank you so much. As you can see, something is different about what's going on here with my attire. Always got the Maverick hat. Sometimes it's forward, sometimes it's backwards. But today I am sporting a little Dallas Cowboys jersey because it's NFL football season. Let's go! Not enough excitement in the room, but that's okay. Brittany, who do you root for in football? You're fired. She doesn't have a team. She's a Cowboys fan now. There's two banners right behind me on this wall, or in front of me, I guess, that are about Cowboys championships. I don't think we're getting another one of those this year, but we're hopeful. It's early. You're going to hear this, and the season's probably already going to be starting, and so hopefully the Cowboys are 1-0, 2-0, or something like that. But what we wanted to do today was do a deep dive. I don't know where you go to find inspiration for social and storytelling. I'm a sports fan, and so I go into sports. I was in sports radio. I worked at EA Sports. And so I am always looking at the teams that are doing great. And I thought, man, let's take a look at two teams that I know are investing heavily in this today. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive deep into the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Here we go. All right, I told you the teams. We're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. They're both in the NFC. Why did we choose those? Well, a few years ago, both of these teams publicly stated how they're building out these innovative content studios. They're investing tons of money in short form and long form storytelling. And so I thought, man, we should go check in on them, see how they're doing. They obviously have the team. They obviously have the investment. They understand the strategy. And so let's check and see how they're doing. And so we're going to go into each of them, see what we like about it, see what we learn. But the first thing I wanted to just kind of briefly mention was, why is this a thing? Why? So, by the way, someone told me after they watched my podcast, they're like, why do you shake your pen at us so much? And I'm like, I don't know. It just happens. And I'm going to keep doing it. We have to understand, why do these teams invest so much? It's funny because forever media has covered these teams, right? ESPN has covered these teams. Fox Sports has covered these teams, and they create sports talk shows and radio and TV and newspapers. And I don't know when it started. I would have loved to go back and see what started this. Sports radio, I know, is a big deal. But what started these franchises? And it happens everywhere now, right? And it happens in soccer. Do we have you there, Brittany? A little more? Does our kid play soccer?
Yeah.
It happens in soccer. It happens in football and the NBA, right? In college, they have giant teams that are creating content. It is a 365-day business when you are in the sports world. Fans love their sports teams. Obviously, I'm a fan of the Cowboys, and so they're following all the teams on social. They're following the reporters on social. They want the inside. They want the stories about the players, and so somewhere along the way, these businesses, these media companies realized that the best way for us to continue to grow and to continue to build the brand of these individual franchises is to connect with our consumers 365 days a year. If you look at the NFL calendar, by the way, I used to do this back when I was at EA Sports. There's something all the time. They used to have these big gaps, right? Where they're like, Super Bowl's over. We'll talk to them at the draft. And then the draft's over. We'll see you when we get to preseason. And man, now it is year round. And it's not just because it actually has always been year round. It's because these businesses understand the importance of telling the stories for fans. And so, they go straight from playoffs into Super Bowl, into draft prep, into draft, into combines, into off season. And there's just into free agency. And there's always a story to tell. You take that right into, preseason, right into the season. And what you have is literally the NFL is a 365-day business, and they're creating content and they're telling stories, that whole time. So let's first look at the Minnesota Vikings. I did a little bit of a summary. I didn't go through everything. They got 1 million followers on Instagram. They launched the Viking Entertainment Network. They call it the VEN. And so they've got full production in-house. They got full studios in-house. YouTube has tons of stories. They're doing X's and O's, but they're also doing a bunch of other stuff. And so I wanted to look at a few things that stood out for me for the Vikings as I looked at their content strategy. The first one was, and most NFL teams are doing this, they're humanizing these players. Back in the day, the NFL had a struggle. They had a challenge. All of their players were helmets. But we need, for people to more closely connect to our sport, we need to take the helmets off. And so the NFL came up with this whole new helmets off strategy. The NBA doesn't have this at all. And that's what they saw. They were like, man, the NBA individuals are more popular. And so what can we do? So they created this helmets off strategy. And now everyone's using it, not just the NFL, ESPN, all these individual teams. And so because of that, it really opens you up to so much cooler storytelling and human interest stories. And so I want to show a couple fun clips that I really liked from the Vikings. And let's check out this first one.
Isaiah, real quick, could I have you film a video just like thanking fans for their support during training camp? Of course. And like Skull, something like that. Oh, and it's look, no. Hey, how you think you're getting this pass? I just walked up. And
you know what? That's my fault. Is that still on my Instagram? This is jokes.
We don't actually need a video.
All right, tell me that's not fun, right? The social media team, they grab a camera and they walk up to a player and they're like, hey, can you just say something for our fans? And they're like, yeah, they grab the camera. And then right on the screen, they see this. We'll have to get a screenshot of this, Marmal, but they see a picture of their younger self. And they are literally combing the internet for these like almost ridiculous old Instagram and Facebook photos of these players. And man, it's so fun. It's so humanizing. Sometimes the players get kind of fake mad. They're not really mad. Sometimes they really have fun with it and they'll kind of tell you where this photo was taken, but they're like pictures of them at they're like 16 or they're going to prom. Yeah. And they're so funny. One thing about this that I think is interesting, it's obviously just a fun, cute idea. It's very social first. I love it all. Man, social teams didn't used to have this kind of access. Yeah. Like they did not have this kind of access. I imagine years ago, social teams were like, but man, if we could just get more time with players, can we find time to get time with players? Look at how much the content performs better when we can talk to the players. And they just have to do like graphics and stats and pull things from TV. And now, man, they're getting such one-to-one access with players, and it is such a game changer. They also did the coach in this one. That one was really fun. Another one I wanted to highlight here is this one. Check this out.
I have your hat. Sorry. No way.
There you go, boss.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
How good is that? Like it's this lineman who is at some sort of autograph signing, and the kid just says, "Can I have your hat?" Like randomly, just asks this NFL player, "Can I have your hat?" And you hear the kid in the background go, when he responds, and he's like, "Yeah," and he just hands him his cat. One of the other kids or one of his friends like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened." That kind of stuff happens all the time. But guess what didn't used to happen? People didn't used to have cameras everywhere. So they just weren't capturing it. And so now there's this whole other strategy that I'm seeing, which is like, just cover all the stuff. Have people there to shoot all the stuff. You never know when you're going to have this heartwarming moment where this kid asks an NFL player, "Hey bro, can I have your hat?" And the NFL player goes, "Yeah, sure. Here you go, man." So good, so good. I think these are kind of too fun social, but they have tons of these kinds of examples. And look, they're doing the X's and O's stuff. But what I love about a team social is when they find ways to make them feel more relevant, more human, and kind of even getting into the culture side of things. And so this last example from the Minnesota Vikings, this is going a lot deeper. This is like full production teams doing long form storytelling. They've got a whole episodic series that they did last year that they did, right? We know that Netflix is doing this. We know that ESPN is doing 30 for 30s. These teams are doing their own little mini versions for YouTube. Theirs is called The Voyage. Let's watch a quick clip.
I think at the end of the day, you want to feel like the bus is moving in the right direction. Whatever year that we ultimately accomplish our goal, we want to look back on this year as the start of it. I've been in those buildings where the next year was the great year, but you tied it back to something the year before. A moment where you fought through adversity, a moment where you started to see those arrow up, those young players start to figure things out. There's just moments. I want this year to be full of those moments. Hopefully they come in wins as well.
They are spending so much time. I mean, this is a heavy investment, right, in content. Like this isn't a light investment. They've got hundreds of camera people, tons of editors. But at the end of the day, if they're invested in building fans, they know what it's like. By the way, I didn't really highlight this, but they've got individual hosts on staff, right? Like it's like they've developed their own radio station, their own newspaper, their own social, all in-house inside of the Minnesota Vikings. All right, so let's just take a look. Why did I like them? Man, they are doing a great job of humanizing players. I love the fan interactions, the shooting everything. I'm amazed, like I said, about the access that social teams get today. That did not used to be like that. They understand that building fans is so important, and so they've got to do things that are breaking through. And this, full media network. They've got, film-style recaps, original storytelling, interviews. They got, I remember back in the day, we used to do the Coach Pop show, Greg Popovich for the San Antonio Spurs. On the San Antonio Spurs radio network. And that was a partnership between the local radio station and the NBA team. Now these franchises are just doing it themselves. They're doing their own coaches show on YouTube, and it's so cool. All right, let's dive into the Falcons. So similar stuff here. Another team that's invested heavily. They've got their own production studio. They've got 1.2 million followers on TikTok. But they did some different things that I wanted to highlight that I don't think all teams are doing. And so the first one I want to highlight is some behind-the-scenes content. Check this out.
We're going to start this phase one thing out, man, but I want to give you a little couple of staff intros. You got a little Jimmy Lake, our defensive coordinator. Come on down, Jimmy. We got Zach Robinson, our offensive coordinator. And we have Marquise Williams returning as our special teams coordinator. Young Keese. So the next thing, man, let's talk about this, man. I want to be world-class in everything we do, and not just I. I'm talking about Terry. I'm talking about all hands on deck with all our coaches. I'm talking about Ryan. I'm talking about Kyle Smith. I'm talking about everybody across the board, this building, Arthur Blank. We want to be world class in everything we do.
They put a vertical video, like a full vertical video of an actual welcome session between the coach and the players. Like they literally just put a camera in the back of this actual meeting and just put that on social. They just put it on TikTok. Black bars, top and bottom, right? Like that's kind of something in the social world we say, oh, don't do that. Everything's got to be shot vertical. But it wasn't about the content being perfect. It was about taking the fan and bringing them inside of an actual team meeting. It's 6 minutes, I think, maybe longer, and it's unedited. They didn't clip it out. They didn't kind of, grab the cool stuff the coach was saying. They didn't create a little montage. They were just like, hey, fans, you want to know what it's really like to hear our coach talk to our players at the beginning of the season? Let's just record it and just put it out there. There's no logo. There's no open. There's no music. It's literally just the raw footage of what's happening. That is like insane access that did not used to exist. And I love it. And I think when you start to think like that, you start to realize everything is content. Again, when you are a brand or a business that has fans, everything that you do is content. We talk about that a little bit even here. I mean, a few minutes ago, Brittany was filming me doing push-ups before a podcast, because that's silly, right? The guy that's hosting the podcast does push-ups beforehand. Let's use that. Let's humanize Eric, and let's talk about that. Like, everything can be content, especially if you're a company that has fans. And so I love that one. Let's talk about pop culture. Let's check this one out.
All right, here we go. Love Island. Oh, Amaya Papaya, too easy. Number 1. Who we got next? Huda, too easy. Number 10.
Oh, it ain't no right or wrong.
Iris. I felt they did Iris dirty. Let's go number 4. Clark. I think she got a lot of hate that she didn't really deserve. Ended up being a Clark fan at the end. I'll go 6. Chris, easy, number 2. Ace, easy, number 9. Brian. I like Brian. Wasn't my favorite. I'll give him number 5. Alandria, 8, too easy. Shelly, 7, too easy. Nick, 11.
All right, so full disclosure, I've not seen Love Island. Anybody in here watch Love Island? Yep. All right, Jaden's in. Oh, it looks like Marmal begrudgingly is going to say that he has. No? John? No. John's an old soul. Britt's out. No, I've not seen it.
I tried.
Yeah, you tried it?
I tried. And
yeah, they're just getting too skank. I'm sorry. Like, I watched Bachelorette a little bit back in the day.
Get with it.
I even watched a little bit of, what's the one where, like, you don't see people? You, like, hide in boxes? Love is Blind. I watched that for a little bit. I thought that was kind of cute. But, man, these ones that get a little sketch, I'm just like,
you know. The intros
I'm an
for
old
me.
man now. But people love it. It's freaking everywhere. People are talking about all the people and Michelle. I don't even know if Michelle's one, by the way. Jaden's so judging me. He's like, this old dude. You're so old, man.
Sorry. I have morals.
They do not have morals.
Clearly.
But this dude, like, is watching it. This NFL player is watching it. And they play a little game with him, right? Like they're playing this fun little game where he's having to rank the characters on Love Island. And one thing that we don't talk about enough, how brands can just not take themselves that serious. And I just love that, right? Like this guy could be like, oh, I don't want to look like I watch this show. I don't want to be in a position like that. And he's like, nah, yeah, sure, come on, let's do it. And he just grabs the camera, plays the game with the social team, and it's such good content, right? People want this access to these players. I love that one. All right, now the last example here from the Falcons. By the way, they do tons of long-form storytelling that we're not highlighting right now. Their YouTube channel's off the chain. I'm just so jealous of their production facilities up there in Atlanta. But this last one is not that at all. It is silly. It is ridiculous. And here it is.
Kind of a water. Is that a water? Thank you. When you cover them so good, they're not going to throw it at you, just so you know. What are you doing? Is that water? I should probably drink some. Is that water? Which one is just water? Which one is just water?
That clip was so stupid. I didn't get it. I literally just brought it up off camera with this crew, and I now found out what it is. So that is the sound effect that it makes in Minecraft when you're drinking water. And it's just so silly. Like, who thought of this? Like, what if we take all this? We have a coach that drinks a lot of water. What can we do to make it a little bit more silly and fun? And man, I just love there are people that think like that. Like, that is such a game changer when it comes to content. Content is everywhere. Like, that is such a game changer. I would actually love it, Marmal, if you could actually use that sound effect. It's good water. Just spilled some. Maybe one more. Maybe one more. Oh, refreshing. Got some ice. I love that is something that somebody out there is thinking about. And of course it's in TikTok because it's a little ridiculous. But man, they're having fun. They don't take themselves too seriously. Love what the Atlanta Falcons are doing. And that's just two. There's 30 other teams that are out there creating amazing content. So if you're looking for inspiration, check out the NFL. And hey, how about them Cowboys? Let's root on the Cowboys. That's it, episode 31. Man, we learned a lot. We learned about Minecraft, about Love Island. But we also learned about the NFL and that I'm a crazy Cowboys fan. And apparently I like all of the different songs. Thanks for sticking with us. Hopefully our retention rate is high and we're still talking to our people, the social media managers, the content creators, the brand builders that are out there. Remember, we ask one thing if you like this content. If you want to like and subscribe, cool. But the one thing we want you to do is share it with your team, share it with your boss. We want to help you tell better stories and connect more emotionally, just like the NFL's doing. So do that for us and we'll keep making these radical content in the books. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you.